Hi, I'm Danny. I play bass and do vocals for Bite the Tongue. And this is me. Music for me growing up, it surrounded me. My parents raised me on pop punk, industrial metal, but I also grew up around country and gospel music. I'm not a huge fan of either, but it was nice to have parents who showed me all different kinds of music and how to appreciate different genres. Outside of music, I think what really drives me is my other passions of film and photography. The style is called brutalism. You see a lot of it, especially in Germany for some reason. But I love urban brutalism style, just very drab looking photos because you can do so much with them. For university, my main goal is to get a degree in music and sound design and then tie that into film. And I wanna compose. I look at Hans Zimmer and Charlie Clouser, of even like Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor. They're insane composers, and I would kill to be able to work with or do something like that one day. I started playing music at a really young age. I think my grandmother signed me up for piano lessons at like age 7, and I hated it. I thought it was boring because all I heard piano in was classical, and I wanted to play drums, and so I started playing drums, and I did that all through middle and high school. I picked up a guitar during the quarantine and started playing that as well as bass. So while I do only play bass and guitar for Bite the Tongue, I also do drums, vocals, piano. I was in a drumline in high school that also bled into concert band and playing drum set. Music that I listen to comprises of mainly 90s and early 2000s, like nu metal, Deftones, Korn, but even, more modern stuff like, Knocked Loose. My favorite musician of all time within performance art and just in general is Marilyn Manson. Watching interviews of him over the years, and even going back to his early interviews, I would say that he had some really interesting points about how society viewed him and his music, and I would love to kind of poke at him about some of his songs and some of his poems. And the film industry talks about, what's your favorite soundtrack, and everybody flocks to Interstellar because it's phenomenal. It's such a good film, and it has great composition. But one that is so iconic to me, and a series and a franchise of films that sticks out to me, is the Saw films. I hear Zepp's theme, and I automatically think, okay, I'm dealing with Charlie Clouser, keyboardist of Nine Inch Nails. It's industrial, or even when Rob Zombie would work on his own films, and be part of that. I love when industrial breaks into film and horror. I pull inspiration from a ton of different places when writing. The easiest way for me to write or to get an idea for a song, honestly, is a long car ride. I just like to sit and I'll throw on a playlist on shuffle, and I'll have a melody stuck in my head or an idea or a lyric, and I just kind of base it off of like the genre of the song that sparked it. Just try to write as much as possible with that and keep the melody in my head, even if it means recording the worst voice note you've heard of me singing a melody to record when I get home later. Sometimes I'll just go to a theater and watch a film just to hear the score. I plan on doing that with the new F1 film. I was told the storytelling isn't very good, but that if I was going for the score, it would be pretty good, because Hans Zimmer scored that, and then he brought on Tim Henson of Polyphia, who I love. I love how technical he gets in his music, so I'm very excited to see what they have done with the score for a movie about race cars, I guess. When recording or just practicing, I get frustrated a lot with my own music and other people's music. The easiest way for me to handle it, especially if I'm working on my own stuff, is to just set it down, take a 15-minute break, or I'll just go work on a completely different genre or track. My friends, even if they're not making music, if I can have them around me while I'm creating, it gives me a new level of thought, a new train of thought, and just how to really mess things up in a sense of make the worst thing you've ever heard and it be the best thing ever. I quit for the day, and I'll go, hang out with friends or just sleep, because it might be 2 a.m. when I'm doing this, because that's when I work best, is late at night. My thoughts on the current music industry: I'm just tired of seeing poppy trash circulate over and over and be recycled. I think it comes down more to looks now and money than anything else than passion. You might be the best musician on the planet, you might make some of the best music in the world, but just because you might not look like, the average Joe, that people aren't gonna flock to you. If you look a little scary, if you do some face paint, if you spike your hair, people are gonna look at you differently, and a lot of the times they look at you bad for it, and I think that's dumb. I cannot stand country music. Every single song is about guns, beer, and the one chick that this guy missed out on. The girl who acted as Cindy Lou Who went on to be in a band. She does like the heavy eyeliner, but I mean, she has blonde hair, blue eyes. I mean, she looks like the pop star. It's killer. They make some killer stuff. I love taking nature photos. It's one of my favorite things to do. AI is ruining the art industry. I hate it. Pick up a phone and go take a picture. You can love it, and everybody else can hate it, but you love it. So bottom line, it means something.